Hi guys, welcome back to another episode of Mavis and Me. So one of my YouTube friends, shout out to Emily Chambers, asked why did I pick the Boerboel for a service dog? And that is a really excellent question and one that I'm kind of surprised I haven't addressed so far. I guess I should start with like a brief history. So I started out many years ago, pushing 25 years ago now, with a breed called the Fila Brasileiro. And they are an extremely aggressive, protective dog. They do not like strangers. Don't let people up near you. That was probably an inkling to some of my anxiety issues. It might have been kind of a hint that there was something going on there. But at the time, I honestly thought service dogs were all just guide dogs. You know, it was so long ago. So it never occurred to me that I was basically using a dog as a way to function. And I like the fact that the Fila Brasileiros were a big dog, 120 to 140 pounds. I like that they kept people away from me. I did a lot of training and socializing, so they were very well behaved in public, though they still did not appreciate the advances of strangers. And so I kind of started there, and I had Filas for years and years. Loved the breed, but then along came little kids and people coming over to see the babies, and Filas were very difficult to manage because they did not like people coming into the house. So when I finally decided to get another large breed dog that wasn't a Fila, that could work as a service dog, I looked into several different breeds. All the big ones. I like the big dogs. So, of course, I looked into like Great Danes and Mastiffs. Then I kind of went out there a little bit more in the rare breed realm, which is more to my taste, with Cane Corsos, Pressas, Neapolitan Mastiffs, even some of the furry ones like Leonbergers, Greater Swiss Mountain Dogs, Bernese Mountain Dogs. And I kind of came back down to either Boerboels or Bull Mastiffs. The reason being I didn't want a gigantic dog like Saint Bernard or something like that wouldn't fit where I needed it to go. I need a dog that can maybe go on an airplane with me, can ride on a bus, can fit in an Uber, things like that. So I didn't want to get a giant breed dog, although Boerboels are a good sized dog. And when I compared the Boerboels with the Bull Mastiffs, it seemed pretty universally that Boerboels had a little more work ethic. Not knocking Bull Mastiffs, I think they're a great breed, but they tend to run maybe a little more stubborn or a little more independent thinker than the Boerboels that are just really want to please you and will try their best to do whatever it is you're asking. So I went to a breeder and locally, sort of locally, nearby down in the Seattle area, and I was able to visit her kennel and look at some of her dogs, and I decided that I thought maybe the Boerboel was the breed for me. We went back down and saw the puppies after they were born, and I got to kind of mess with the puppies and see how they reacted to things. I liked that this breeder seemed to put a lot of the money that she made off the breed back into her breeding program. For instance, Mavis's litter was actually artificial insemination with frozen semen that was shipped from another country. So that's kind of cool. I mean, she wasn't just breeding, the female and the male she had out in the backyard and making tons of puppies. I also liked that she had a third-party evaluator come in and do puppy aptitude testing on the litter, because I wanted to make sure that my puppy was stable and wasn't too reactive and wasn't too fearful. And there's no guarantees with those kind of things, but you get an idea how the puppy's behavior is. And then when it came time to finally pick up my puppy, the breeder gave me a choice between the two females that had the best score on the aptitude test. And basically I chose the one that was a little smaller, quite a bit smaller, and the one that didn't seem to mouth my children as much. And because at the time my kids were kind of young, Boerboel is a dominant type dog, that will that could take over a situation if somebody's not being, I hate to use the term, but like the alpha dog. You want the dog to be following you, and it's hard to do that when you have children. They aren't very good always at stepping up to the plate and saying, no, you do it my way. So we picked the puppy that seemed more submissive and tolerant to my kids. And of course, that was Mavis. So that's pretty much why I picked the Boerboel. Not sure I'm going to get another one when I have to replace Mavis. You know, I don't know. I kind of like the Cane Corsos, though the females are too small, I think, for what I'm looking for. I've seen them at dog shows, and they seem to have a good work ethic, though I've talked to different people and heard some different things, both positive and negative, about Cane Corso. So I don't know. I'm not really looking right now. She's only 4. I figure I've got at least 2 years before I should get a replacement and start working them together for a little bit before I finally retire her. Maybe longer if I'm lucky. She seems to be very healthy and she's doing great. So anyway, that is why I picked the Boerboel. Your mileage may differ. I like the fact that she has a short coat. She's easy to bathe. She's very willing to work. She's pretty smart. I mean, she's, no Einstein, but she tries so hard to do everything I ask her to do. And if she doesn't do it right, it's probably because I didn't tell her the right way to do it. It's never because she just says no. She always tries to do what I ask. And I do love that about her. I love how willing she is to try anything. I also like that, they're a little more standoffish. I don't really like dogs that run up to everybody and, pet me. Kind of not my thing. I prefer a dog that sort of wags its tail, looks at the person like, how's it going? And then they're back to their own business. A little more aloof. And I like that Boerboels are, generally speaking, nice level-headed dogs. They're not, out trying to drag people down. They're not, being all mushy-gushy with strangers. They're just right perfect in the middle. They kind of mind their own business and do their thing. So anyway, if you have any comments or questions about the breed or about Mavis in particular, leave them in the comments down below and I will try to answer them. Hope you guys have a great rest of the day. Talk to you later. Bye.